Okay, so find yourself in a tall feeling, supported feeling seat like usual. Remember, it really doesn't matter what it looks like, but if you're sitting in a chair like me, I recommend feet on the floor instead of crossed at the ankles or the knees, unless you need to do that to feel more comfortable and so you can sit for a longer period of time, and then that's fine. Push into whatever's touching down underneath you, lift up through the crown of your head, maybe roll your shoulders down a couple times away from your ears. And next time your shoulders are down, keep them down. Let your gaze go forward and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and back like you're pressing into a wall behind you, like you're making a double chin. Arms stay heavy and bent. Let your hands rest on your body somewhere. Could be your lap, could be your belly and your chest or your breathing body. Anything that helps you feel more grounded and secure or comfortable is fine. Good. And then mentally separate yourself from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing. Remember, everything you were doing before and thinking about before, everything you have to do after, it will be there waiting for you when class is over. So try to give yourself this carved out little space in your workday as best you can. And it's okay if your mind wanders off to what you need to do 1,000 times. That's normal. Just a brain being a brain. Good. And start to ground and center yourself. So notice everything in your field of vision, whether your eyes are open or shut. Notice lights and shadows and shapes and colors. Notice where the doors and windows are in relation to your body. And notice where the other people and objects are in relation to your body. Notice all the noises in the space besides my voice. Notice your personal bubble of space. Just get a sense of the air and the space in front of your body and to the sides of your body and right behind your body. Notice where air touches your skin versus where your clothing is covering your skin. And notice where your body is touching something underneath you. See if you can get heavier in those places. Let the support work more so you can work less. And then bring awareness to your breath without changing it. Just observe the air coming in and out of your body without having to think or make decisions or try. Breath constantly moving in and out, even when you're asleep. Notice what it feels like to breathe. And then if you want, you can start to exert a little control over your breath. It's one of the only autonomic nervous system functions that you can consciously interrupt or change or manipulate, which makes it an excellent window into your nervous system. That's why we practice controlling and manipulating the breath in yoga. So see if you can breathe deeper and lower and slower than normal without forcing it or trying too hard. Preferably breathing in and out of the nose, but if you're too stuffy, maybe breathe out of your mouth like you're blowing out of a straw. Imagine air coming in lower, deeper into your belly and your low back than normal. And imagine the air escaping half a beat or a beat longer. For some bodies, it might really expand to be like twice as long as your inhale. That's okay. There's no right or wrong way. Just notice. Notice the texture to your breath as it changes. You might notice a temperature to your breath. One or two more like that. Finish the round that you're on, and then return back to your natural passive breath and be aware of anything that's changed just from this 5 minutes of grounding and centering and noticing yourself. Maybe nothing has changed. That's okay too. And then next time you breathe in, open your eyes. If you haven't already, you might take in the room around you again. Notice if it feels a little different. That's normal. And then if you're not already, please scoot forward towards the edge of your seat if you're going to move with me. Press your feet into the ground, press all your toes into the ground, press your heels into the ground, and imagine the center of your foot, the arch is lifting up higher. So you're kind of like suction cupping your foot to the floor. Good. And then without moving your legs, imagine that you're pulling them towards each other. Notice where the engagement happens in the center of the body and through the groin and the upper legs to allow you to do that. And then without moving them, imagine separating your legs apart from each other. So engaging different sets of muscles in the low body, maybe different sets of muscles in the abdomen and the low back to help you do that. And then do both. So notice what happens when you really turn on the whole set of musculature in the low body and the legs and the groin and the abdomen. Good. Press your palms of your hands into the upper thighs or the knees and press. Good. So straighten through the arms to any extent. They don't have to be perfect. In my body, the proportions work out where I can totally straighten my arms. Shoulders are down away from the ears still. Soft face still. Unclench your jaw, smooth out your eyebrows, but still press. And then lift up just your right heel. Keep pressing down. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower the right heel. Inhale, raise the left heel. Keep pressing. And exhale, lower. Do one more time on each side. Just waking up and heating up the rest of the body. And these are things you could do at your desk really easily. I don't know about you, I'm already warming up. And then next time both heels are down, relax your arms, relax your belly. Don't push or pull or move your legs in any way. Just be soft and notice what's left over. Maybe take a deep breath. Good. And then take your feet as close together as they can get. Take your knees and your legs as together as they can get. And now again, really actively squeeze inward, like as if you were zipping up like a sleeping bag of your body, all the way up through the center of your body. And take your hands together. Let the palms of the hands touch. If they reach, you might let the elbows touch as well. And everything that's touching, pull in and really press. Don't let the left side win. Don't let the right side win. Still soften through the eyebrows and the jaw and your face, but keep breathing in and out. Good. Keep pulling the toes together, the ankles together, the knees together, the elbows together, the wrists, all the fingertips even. Shoulders down away from the ears. Keep pulling everything in. Inhale, lift the hands and the arms. Maybe the eyeballs follow. And exhale, round. Draw your elbows down towards your belly and look down towards your lap. Do that 2 more times. Inhaling to lift and exhaling to lower, or take a break. Inhale yourself all the way back to the center when you're ready, and then extend your arms out away. You could push through the arms to be long, or you could cactus the elbows and point the fingers towards the sky. Shoulders down away from your ears, really pulling the two sets of arms apart from each other, softening through the face, relaxing the legs a little bit now. You don't have to keep pulling, pulling, pulling. Good. Keep your arms in a bent position if they're not already. Identify your right arm. And when you're ready, lower the right fingertips down towards the floor. Keep everything else the same. And then inhale the fingertips back up. And do that on the other side. Exhale the left fingertips down. And inhale the left fingertips up. Okay, notice if you had a lot of impingement or pain or tension in the shoulders, you could always take them ahead of your body a little bit and then do it again and see if that changes anything for the better. Good. And then place your hands on your hips. Still pull the elbows really wide out away from each other. You might start to lift the heart and the chest up towards the sky. The face can look up as well, but don't like crunch the back of your neck. Keep your neck super long, like you're reaching through the crown of your head still. You could stay here. You could place your hands in invisible back pockets. Squeeze the elbows together behind you no matter where you landed. Good. Inhale yourself back to center. Remove your hands. You can roll your shoulders a couple times. And then take a pause in neutral and notice what is left over, if anything. Good. Okay, let's do one more little like back bend type shape, and then we're actually going to stand and we'll do some bigger ones today. So bring your hands either to shoulder height or above your head. It's totally up to you. In either case, you could take your hands behind your head and cradle your skull with your hands. And then let your eyebrows lift, let your eyeballs lift. You could start turning your nose up towards the sky. Squeeze your shoulders behind you. Really take the weight of your head in your hands. Lift the heart up off the ribs. Lift the ribs up off your hips. To any extent, keep bending, keep breathing. And then when you're ready to breathe in, look straight ahead and release your hands down to your lap. Take a breath in between, notice what's left over. Good. Okay, come to stand so that you're near a wall. You're gonna face the wall. So I'm gonna turn sideways. Feel free to watch for the first time. We've done this shape before, but I think it's been a while. It's called downward facing dog. So you've probably seen like in, I don't know, on Instagram or whatever. Downward facing dog traditionally is hands and feet on the floor and you make that upside down V shape. I don't know about you, I don't really want to do that at work all the time because the floor is dirty. You can make the same shape at the wall or with a chair. And especially if you have like a confined office, this is really great to do to stretch out the low back and the hamstrings and give the shoulders some work to do. So this pose has a lot going on. So what you're going to do is come up to the wall and kind of like you're doing a plank, you're going to put your hands on the wall, bend your knees a little bit. Keep your hands planted where they are and start to walk yourself backwards. So the hips are going to come back. The shoulders are going to stay near the head and the ears, but your chest is going to start coming down towards the ground. You're looking for a place where the knees are as bent as they need to be, and you feel a lot of length between your fingertips and your hips. Really, really long spine. Okay, so let's try it. Plank at the wall, hands are pressing, probably shoulder height and shoulder distance apart. And then start walking your feet back, hips start to come back. And you start to hinge at the hips. Lower the head down between the arms. Bend the knees as much as you need to be moderately comfortable. And make a long line of energy between your fingertips and your tail. And stay. Good. So some things to think about. Act like there's a beach ball between your forearms and squeeze them together. Yeah. See if you can bring your chin down and back and press your head into a wall behind you so you're longer between your tail and your crown. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Good adjustments. Stay for another breath or two. And when you're ready to come out, lift your head up first, look at the wall ahead of you, and then start to walk yourself forward so you're close to the wall again. Good. Okay, so that is a long line of energy, really straight, strong arms. And obviously, the lower your arms get, the more weight is in the hands. So the stronger and stronger you could get. You could literally start training yourself by using the wall up high and then using a chair, and then later using the floor. I mean, 10 years, not 10 classes, okay? 10 years. Okay, so that's a long, strong spine. Now let's look at a back bend at the wall, okay? And this again, you could do on the floor, or you could do it at the wall or on a chair or something. So you're gonna start off in a pretty similar way with the hands ahead of you like you're in plank. This time, you're gonna take a step back, but not as far. And you're going to start reaching your hands forward and up until your arms are pretty long and straight. And then start to lower your chest down. You're reaching your heart for the wall. Your nose can start to reach the wall or even touch. Some bodies might walk a little closer, send the heart towards the wall, and either the nose or the forehead touches, or you could lift your chin and touch your chin to the wall. This is called anahatasana. Anahata is the heart chakra. So imagine reaching the heart forward to touch the floor, which is the wall in this case. Cool? Let's try it. Okay, so hands ahead of you, planted on the wall nice and firm. Take a little step back to give yourself more space. Arms reach forward and up, and then start to send the hips back. Now imagine the heart is leading the way. So heart and chest is reaching for the wall. It might be a little. It might be so much that it starts to almost touch. You could bend your knees as much as you need. I like to walk a little closer so my feet are right under my hips. Lift the shoulders up and imagine pinching them behind you. Keep breathing. Forehead could come towards the wall. Nose could come towards the wall, or your chin and your heart. Press into the wall. Keep strong and firm in the hands. Breathe. Good. Inhale, float away from the wall, looking straight ahead, and then lower your arms and walk your feet back underneath you. Lower your hands down. Take a deep breath. If you got lightheaded, tuck your chin down towards your chest and give it a little bit of a squeeze. Yeah, if you want to roll your wrists out, do whatever you need to do to feel kind of neutral after all of that. Good. Okay, let's go back to the down dog. Now that we've kind of opened up in the front of the heart and the chest, let's go back to the V shape, the really long spine, and see if it feels a little different. It always does for me, but let's see if it worked in your body. So plank shape, hands are at the shoulder height and shoulder distance apart. Take a step back, start to hinge at the hips, lowering your head and your chest all together so your head comes between the arms. Knees are super bent. Head between your biceps, reaching through the fingertips, push into the knuckles under your index fingers more. Squeeze your forearms together. You might bend one knee more and then the other. Walk the dog. Belly in and up for support. Find stillness if you haven't already. Find that super long, clean line of energy between your fingertips and your tail. Notice what happens when you bring weight more into your heels. When you're ready to come out, inhale, lift your head first so you're looking ahead, and then start to walk yourself towards the wall. Lower your hands down, tuck your chin if you got lightheaded, maybe roll your shoulders again. Notice what's left over in the spine. Take your feet so they're stacked underneath your hips. Stack your shoulders on top of your hips. Let your hands come out of the shoulders and really reach through the fingertips like they're coming out at angles towards the floor, like you're a big mountain. So the bottom, if the line's extended through your fingertips to the floor, that would be the sides of your mountain. And then your crown is the peak. Tadasana, mountain pose. Face is soft, staring at something ahead of you, chin down and back. Pressing into all of your toes and the heels and lifting the arches. Really reaching down past your fingertips, active arms. Unclench your jaw and breathe. Good. Come back to your seat, please. Take your time. Sit towards the edge of your seat and place your hands on your knees. Good. And we're going to do the pressing again, just to notice what the difference is now that we've done so much work in the spine and the chest and the shoulders. So feet in line with your knees, knees in line with your hips, shoulders stacked on top. Press the heels of your hands into your legs or your knees again and really push, maybe 5 pounds of pressure or something. See if you can keep your shoulders out of it. Yeah. And just push with the strength of the arms without recruiting like traps in the side of your neck. I do that too. And that's how I keep injuring myself. So I have to remind myself mostly. Smooth out your jaw and your forehead. Even though you're pressing and building strength and heat, or even shaking a little like me, maybe, see if you can look like you don't care and keep breathing. Good. Take your hands to the inside of your knees and thighs and squeeze your legs together towards each other. And then release. Hands to the outsides of your thighs. Pull the knees and the legs apart. And then release. And then scoot all the way back in your seat so you feel fully supported one more time. Face is ahead. Stare at something that's ahead of you and slightly down so you can tuck your chin down and back. Shoulders are down and away. Smooth out your eyebrows. Smooth out your jaw and your face. And do nothing for a moment. Just notice what's left over again, if anything. See if you can get heavier in the places that are touching down, like 1% more. Good. Today we'll practice 3-part breath. It's a pranayama technique that helps you kind of isolate sections of the breathing bodies to enable you to breathe deeper and fuller, more often with a little more ease and awareness. So it's pretty simple. I know the lungs don't grow into your belly, but section 1 is your belly. But not just in the front. You want to imagine section 1 is also like the hips, the sides of the low waist, and then the low back as well. So that's 1. Section 2 will be like belly button to nipple line, so the middle of the thoracic body, but also including the sides of the waist and the mid back. And then section 3 will be like nipple line up to the tops of the shoulders. The lungs tissue like actually comes up to just under the clavicle, so you can imagine it filling up this whole container and your armpits and the tops of your back and your shoulders. Cool. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to breathe in 3 distinct sections. We're going to do inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3. Make sense? And then when we exhale, you'll go in reverse. So you can put your hands wherever you want. I like hands on my body so I can like physically feel these sections a little bit easier. But if you just want to imagine it or have your arms down by your sides, that's totally fine. Eyes open or shut, but smooth out the eyelids and the eyebrows and the rest of your face. You might in your mind just imagine the 3 sections where they're going to be and maybe predict in your mind what it's going to feel like before you actually try it. And then later you can see if you're right or not. Good. Breathe 1 for nothing, just in and out like normal, but noticing where you feel it the most. And then inhale 1, fill up your belly, low back. 2, fill up the middle of your body. 3, fill up all the way to the top. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Good again. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3 to the very top. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Good. Continue on your own. See if you can fill each section as if the lung tissue is filling up that entire part of your body. Like the lungs are growing down into the low back and the hips and completely filling up the sides of the waist, pressing them out and filling you up all the way to the top of the chest and the bottom of the neck. Exhaling, watching everything come back to the middle. A few more like that. One more round. Make this the biggest, fullest round of breath you've had today. And then release that. Breathe normal. You can let your arms rest. Notice what's left over. Let distractions be what they are, where they are. Keep bringing your attention back to your body. In particular, notice where your body is touching your seat, where you feel heavy. Notice your breath being easy. I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with your thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you can stack your hands here, or anything that feels comfortable. And look down or bow down towards your heart and your hands. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for showing up and carving out the time. We all know that's 90% of the work, and everything else is just practice. And always remember, you have a body, but you are not just your body. You have a mind, but you are not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you are not just your feelings. When you're ready, let your hands come down. Your eyes can flutter open and up. Class is over. Thank you all so much for coming. I'll stop the recording, but if you have any questions or concerns, you can tell me.